Trump found himself summoned before what was going to be several black women being journalists, asking him tough questions, and gosh, were they tough. You will not see Kamala Harris ever asked a single question, even an ounce as hostile as what Trump was pummeled with. He pointed out early on in this interview that you guys told me that my opponent would be here, that we'd be doing this together. He said he was there under false pretenses, and yet he was gracious enough to go ahead with the interview. Check out his answer when he was asked, do you think Kamala Harris is a DEI hire?
I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much, and she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She has always identified as a black woman. She went to a historically black college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a black person.
Just to be clear.
Of course, that reporter is wrong. Kamala hasn't always identified as black at all. Here's a little cooking interview she did with actress Mindy Kaling back in 2019.
Okay, so what we're going to cook today is an Indian recipe.
Yes.
Because you are Indian.
Yes.
Okay, and I don't know that everybody knows that, but I find that wherever I go and I see Indian people at the supermarket, on the street, everyone's like, you know, Kamala Harris is Indian, right? It's like the thing we're so excited about to have you running for president.
Yeah.
And back in 2020, CNN did an entire segment on Kamala Harris's Indian roots.
My mother, who raised me and my sister, was a proud woman. She was a brown woman. She was a woman with a heavy accent.
Of course, this doesn't stop her from now passing herself off as black in order to, you know, get on side more of the black vote, though I don't suspect that she'll struggle in that respect. Here she is at a rally in Atlanta. See if you can recognize the accent.
And you all helped us win in 2020, and we're going to do it again in 2024.
Lady, who are you trying to be? That was so Obama-like. That was so, you could hear him in that sentence. It was like, have you been listening? Have you been watching the greatest orators clips and being like, yeah, I can mimic this. People will love me too.
It's a bit like when Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez goes and speaks in the Bronx and she really turns on her hood voice, right? Like, and she's not the first one who's done it. But see, the thing is that she has, as we just showed, she's previously talked about her Indian heritage. And she does have black heritage in that her father was a Jamaican African man, but what they're doing is duplicitous. They refer to her as black as though it's inferring that she is African American, which she is not. I mean, you trace her lineage back. Her father or forebears were not brought to America as slaves. That's not what we're talking about here. Her father is from Jamaica, but they know what they're doing when they set her up as a black man. As a black woman, sorry. Oh, goodness gracious me. Don't run with that headline. Don't run with that headline.
If they thought it would get them more votes, I'm sure they'd try it on.
That is quite true. And
First trans black president.
And look, you never know these days. She may wake up tomorrow and identify as a black man.
Oh, stop.
But they know exactly what they are doing when they run with it. But she scarcely talks about her Indian heritage anymore. And that's the point that Trump was trying to make. Is she's done this sort of full pivot from the Indian bit to the black bit because she's decided that being black is more electorally advantageous to trumpet that around. The only thing I have to say, though, about Trump, I mean, he fronted up to the National Association of Black Journalists, and I'm assuming that when the word was sent out to the Dems that they could have someone there, they were assuming it would be Joe Biden, and Kamala has since taken over that position and is off doing her own thing. But the only thing that worries me about it is that he should have had the presence of mind to know that that answer was not going to play well in front of that audience. Like, it just wasn't going to land. And you could hear the reaction of the crowd when he did it. The point he is making is not wrong. It probably just wasn't the right time to make it in front of that crowd, I think.
So that